I have like funny stories I'll probably get into later.
Yeah, maybe if they come up, if they're like natural. Okay.
But can I tell you something weird?
Sure.
About COVID?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about COVID in 2021 anymore, but I'm just going to tell you this one thing. I can't smell anything in the bathroom anymore.
What do you mean?
Like I can't smell like if I toot or like anything. Like
you can taste though?
I can
but
taste.
You can't smell toots.
No. Nothing in the bath. I can't smell crap in the bathroom. I can't smell. I don't know why that, but I remembered that was the first moment that I realized I had COVID is because I couldn't taste my toothpaste, and I still can't really taste my toothpaste, and I can't smell. I literally can't smell anything in the bathroom besides my body wash. Random. Yay.
Welcome, you guys. We are back.
It's the Straight Candid girls, ready to give you some straight candid content. Hey,
Candid combos with Syd and Soph. All right.
And we are back. It is a wonderful day. I just got done with my work day. Holy Hannah. Let's just leave it at that.
Holy Hannah.
It was busy as a mother. Anyway, we're so excited to be back. I hope you enjoyed the conversations with Vanessa.
Yes.
It needed to be 2 episodes. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
It needed to be because there was so much good there. What?
Honestly, it could have been like...
It could have been 7.
With Vanessa, I wish that we could have had... We might have to have her back because she has so much to say
later down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Vanessa and I just started a really fun little program called Mindful Muscles.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun. I'm going to have Syd coach a class on it as well. So it's a really fun little movement. We started talking about like the bridging the gap between spirituality and fitness.
It doesn't have to be separate.
Yeah. Just a quick plug for that because it's a fun time and people are really enjoying it so far.
Yay. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about our Sunday meeting really quick? Just because some people were following it on the IG or whatever.
And it looked
I was a tweak.
It looked like we were tweaking.
Yeah, well, we were because we freaking met on Sunday and we got hyped back up. You know, not all things podcast creation are beautiful. I'm not going to lie. You go through ups and downs. There's bumps with recording. We've got 2 separate minds trying to create one voice and one idea. And we got hyped on Sunday.
And I think that's so important to mention like this meeting because me and Syd, there's definitely been, like we want to make sure that we find a similarity and a middle point between both of our brains because Syd and me both have something different to bring to the table. But we were meeting on Sunday and we were like, you know what? What we just realized is the fact that we are special and this is a different kind of podcast because we aren't here faking anything. We're not faking.
Not a thing.
We're not faking that authenticity. We're not faking being smarter than we are. I'm not faking, the certain word choice that I use. We're being exactly who we are. And that is why this podcast is different. Is because we're not clipping segments and putting them together and making it sound like a perfect flow and a perfect ebb and flow of conversations and different segments. We literally hit record and we go, like we mentioned before.
And what comes out of our mouths, comes out of our mouth. If we have to correct ourselves, if we have to be better next time, that's just how it goes. Like we went from wanting to be so hyper organized and quote unquote helpful to everybody.
Yes.
But what we ended up realizing is like the bottom line is we want to speak truthfully and be fully real. And that's what we're doing. And that's what's going to help ultimately everybody who's listening. Yes. And that's what we're doing. So it's like, we were like, wait a minute, we don't need to spaz about being organized anymore. We can just be ourselves and create. And that's exactly what we want to be giving to the world.
Exactly.
Oh God, chills.
It gets me so excited, especially for 2021, because we're just going to continue this through this next year. We want to thank you guys that have followed along on this journey of us starting this last year. And 2021 is going to be a great year for us.
It's going to just get better from here.
Yeah.
It really is. Thank God 2020 is over. Can we just say that really quick?
Yeah, seriously.
But you know what? I'm not focusing on the negative of the year, because if you drag that along behind you, you're never going to go into your new year, like starting off with fun stuff and excitement. So let go of the 2020. That's my advice for today. And welcome 2021. Let's fucking get it.
Love it.
Woo!
That was a good little wrap up by you. Nice job. And also I was going to say, we welcome the awkward silence. Like that's part of it. But then I realized we don't really have awkward silence because we just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We interrupt each other. That's how it works. ADHD. Here we are.
That's literally what it is. But guess what? That's how we roll, boys and girls.
Yeah.
So enjoy. Do you want to kick us off on a little bit of our hashtag straight candid situation?
So speaking of us like wanting to be the best authentic version of ourselves and why we're here, we wanted to reach this out to you guys as well. So if you noticed our post, you guys can check our Straight Candid podcast Instagram. We just posted a kind of a picture about joining Straight Candid. So what that means is if you've noticed, we have our stories and highlight reels of Straight Candid moments and selfies that Syd and I have been posting like since the start of this podcast.
Yep, they'll pop up here and there.
Yeah, so we want you guys to be a part of our story. Who are we if we don't continue to push ourselves and you guys to provide true candid content? So we decided we want to change the social media game by influencing you all to join the hashtag Straight Candid. So what that means is obviously our podcast, our main value is kind of to provide a platform where all those fake social media expectations are gone. And we do that with our Instagram. And we want this to be a safe place for you guys to do the same and be your authentic self. And in return, we hope that the other scrollers on Instagram per se will catch on to the fact that, you know what, authenticity is sexy. Like candidness is sexy.
Hell yeah, it's sexy. So just we want you to be your true self. So how do you participate? It's super, super easy. All you have to do is share your candid self on your story. Tag us at Straight Candid Podcast on Instagram and hashtag Straight Candid selfie or moment, whatever you want to do. You don't know where to start? I'll give you a few examples just to ramble these off. And they're all in our post too. So go check it out. It'll all make sense once you see the examples as well. But for instance, I would hashtag Straight Candid moment, and it would be an oh fuck moment or a funny moment or an anxious day feeling that I'm having and I just want to share it. It could be a Straight Candid selfie. So you just hashtag Straight Candid selfie with a double chin or something not usually social media worthy or something that happened today that you don't normally post on social media because it's like not considered, perfection or whatever. Wow. So start sharing your selfies and stories with us, you guys. We may just repost it or share it to our story, or you maybe even share it on the podcast on air. Because we are all human, you guys, and faking perfection is so 2020.
I love it. But it is.
It is though.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's not the candid year. Like 2020 is over. It was a crap year. All those things that you want to leave behind and not be in 2021, leaving the fuck behind.
Exactly. And faking perfection leaves you with such like this empty feeling. And that is why this podcast and this movement is just, I think, so meaningful, because I feel so fulfilled with the fact that this podcast, we can be ourselves. Yeah. And I feel like other people get that same feeling, even if it's a simple picture where you leave a couple zits in there, Yeah. Yep. And like we've obviously posted, like I've posted the food baby, like a Straight Candid selfie. Syd's got the double chin, Straight Candid selfie. So we want you guys to do the same, because we'll repost it. And we've even received a few DMs about people's Straight Candid moments, which are absolutely hilarious. So please keep sending. Funny. Please keep sending, because I think we'll have to do a segment at some point of sharing your guys' candid moments. So the
and our reactions to it.
So the more you post, we might just share it on air. So
thank you. So seriously, become a part of it. It's really, really fun. And it's just fun to be like, give yourself some freaking grace. Give yourself some room to be human. That's my opinion. Yeah. I've found too, towards the end of 2020, especially, I would just point out when I did something that I didn't like about myself. Let's say I was like too angry, or I'm like, I'm really like working on not being like stuck up in this way. Once you address it out loud and like tell your friend even, or like apologize for it, it's so much easier to be better and be different. Like you don't have to worry about being like, oh, I was bad, I should never talk about it. I want everyone to forget about it. No, address it and be done with it. Exactly. And be better the next time. Yeah.
Is that like, do you have like a 2021 resolution? Do you have resolutions, or do you?
You should see my notes list.
Do
I
you?
Have
my gosh.
Oh wow. I don't even want to read them because they're just so intense. I'm so hard on myself. Like I'm a freak. Like here, I'll just show it I'll flash it to you.
Oh my God. 2021 goals and resolutions.
You can read like 2 if you want to. You want me to read like 1 or 2?
Oh no, I got you. So I know I know Syd is currently working on getting her CPT, or certified personal training. You're going to finish that, and I'm going to help you.
Thank God. It's one of those things. You've ever started a thing you can't finish? I'm like, what am I doing? I read books all the time and I cannot freaking finish studying.
You just got to dedicate time.
I know.
I actually found my stuff today, and I'll give it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
We got some Straight Candid goals, meditation. Oh my gosh. I need to make a list.
Yeah.
Because right now mine are in my head, But
put them on paper, pen to paper.
But I got to write it
phone.
down because yes, journaling manifests that shit.
It manifests.
Uh-huh.
What is the percentage?
I don't
Something
know.
percentage
You
more
said it
likely to do
before.
with it. Yeah. It's wild. Anyway, listen
70.
back.
It's 70.
70%. Yeah.
More likely to do it if you write it down.
Yeah.
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 I have started
I'm
journaling.
like, I'm like, that's
January 1st, I did start journaling and
good.
I continued. So
Keep it up.
Very helpful.
I love it. Do you have a candid moment or a throwback candid moment at all for this week? I feel like it's time to cruise into those.
I do have a candid moment. So
I love.
Compliment my eyelash.
Your eyelashes look so
Oh
gorgeous.
my God, stop. Thank you.
Why did I have to do that?
Because it's a transition into my candid moment, Sid.
Oh.
So, thanks for complimenting my eyelashes
You're
today.
so welcome.
So yesterday I went to Ulta to pick up, like, you know, you have like certain brands of stuff that you need, right?
Yeah.
So I go in there. I needed to get one thing.
Okay.
So I bring it up to the register, and the lady in front of me who was checking me out,
She was checking you out?
yeah, that too.
Sister.
That too. She was scanning my item, and she goes, oh my gosh, well, happy birthday. And I sit there and I just kind of like pause. And before I can even say anything, she whips out this really cool heart-shaping look mascara. And she goes, since it's your birthday month, you get a free mascara.
Stop it right now.
She goes, it's better than Sex mascara.
Oh, that stuff is good though.
And I go, I'm thinking in my head, well, like, first of all, I'll be the judge of that if it's better than Sex. Second of all, I panicked and I was like, oh, thank you. And then I sat there and kind of like,
awkward.
I sat there and kind of thought like, okay, what month is it? It's not summer. Like, it's not hot outside. Like, my birthday's in the summer. And I didn't say anything. And I walked away with free, like, the mascara. And I have been feeling guilty about it. But
I knew you were going to say that.
But it was also kind of funny. And I'm wearing it today. And it actually.
Well, they look great.
I don't know if it's better than Sex, but it's pretty good. So.
Good Lord. You're so funny.
That's my
I'd be
moment.
like, this is not my birthday. That'd be the first thing that come out of my mouth on accident.
I know.
Even though I wanted the present.
I waited a little bit.
I'm sure though it's okay because it's probably just in the system as your birthday. And when it's not, so on your birthday you won't get a present. Sucks
but
for you.
yeah. Who knows, man? Who fucking knows?
I can just see your like deer in a headlights face. Like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, I honestly thought I had like something going on. I was like, am I okay? Like, what month is it? I'm like, it's no way it's my birthday.
Have you ever forgotten your friend's name for a second? I did that on a trip. I just was on a trip and I forgot my friend's name for a second. For just a split second, I was like,
when you were in Miami?
Yeah, I didn't know who they were. And I was like, oh my God. I was sitting at dinner and I started to panic. So I was like, I have dementia. I have dementia. On stage dementia.
I guess I do relate. I sometimes like meet someone and I've said their name like 6 times and it completely goes out the window.
But like someone you've been hanging out with for like 6 days in a row.
That's a little strange.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think I was just so hungover.
What is, do you have a candid moment that happened recently or... we also did kind of want to get in some funny stories. So from the past,
I know
I can share some from the past too.
Well, my candid moment, let's just put this out there. This frickin' weekend, let me just say, we had some Airbnb situations happen. Okay. We were going to head to our Airbnb in, it's like 45 minutes away from where we were staying at my friend's house. And we're driving there and I'm like, oh, I should just check to make sure, double check the address. So I opened up my phone. I'm looking in there and Airbnb had emailed me. Sorry, we canceled your Airbnb.
What?
It was past check-in. Like,
wait.
I could have been at the Airbnb and they're like, sorry.
They can do that?
They don't. Yes. And they didn't give me any explanation. They did give me a full refund, but they gave me nothing else. We couldn't find a hotel. We couldn't find another Airbnb. We had to turn around and stay at our parents' house again. Thank God we had our parents' house, but like, what the F? I didn't know they could do that.
I didn't either.
Anyway, so we get another Airbnb 2 nights later and we're like, the one rule to check out of this Airbnb is make sure the door is unlocked when you leave, okay? Otherwise you get charged for like a locksmith because like they only have one key.
Gotcha.
And we're walking out the door and my friend is like hurrying me and we're walking out the door. And I don't know out of instinct or what happened. I just slammed the door shut. Even her saying, don't close the door. Don't close the door. I slammed the door shut and she looks down. She goes, why the fuck did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. And then she goes, I don't even have my suitcase.
Oh no.
You guys, I was like, oh Jesus Christ. Yes, it was in there. But I'm like, when those, you're just like, dang it.
Just focus, Sid. You got to focus.
Oh, I just lost my marbles. Anyway, I won't even let you know how the story ended because it was just a shenanigan or two.
Oh,
but my Lord. I don't really I have like funny stories I'll probably get into later.
Yeah, maybe if they come up, if they're like natural. Okay.
But can I tell you something weird?
Sure.
About COVID?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about COVID in 2021 anymore, but I'm just going to tell you this one thing. I can't smell anything in the bathroom anymore.
What do you mean?
Like I can't smell like if I toot or like anything. Like
you can taste though?
I can
but
taste.
You can't smell toots.
No. Nothing in the bath. I can't smell crap in the bathroom. I can't smell I don't know why that, but I remembered that was the first moment that I realized I had COVID is because I couldn't taste my toothpaste. And I still can't really taste my toothpaste. And I can't smell. I literally can't smell anything in the bathroom besides my body wash. Random.
I was about to say that's probably good that you can't smell toots.
No, it's not. It's unsafe. It's unsafe.
But that's a very unsafe area when you have a boyfriend and you quick try to just let one loose and you're like, wait, I don't know. Can he smell it? Or
I know you feel. I did like smelly? Like where you stay stiff and they're talking right by you and you're hoping that like if you don't say anything they'll just quickly walk away. And he was like no in my ear and I'm like I'm just sitting there straight face like oh God please go away and he shooed and I'm like thank God. Anyway,
that is so
random fact. I don't know why I'm sharing that, but if anyone listening has the same situation going on, please DM us on the freaking Straight Candid podcast because I need to know if anyone feels the same. Like, please help.
Please let Syd know she's not crazy.
Tell me I'm not nuts. I heard you have to freaking fry an orange or something to get your taste back and then eat it.
Wait, I did see that. It was cooked on TikTok.
Yeah. I hate to admit that I was on there, but yeah.
Speaking of your bathroom.
Okay.
So I was...
Speaking of my bathroom, what were we doing in there?
Well, I was in there probably like a week or two ago. And, okay... Actually, it was your room. Okay. I tried to make a good transition. Didn't work. And your room is by the bathroom. But anyways, I look into your room while I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay. Don't peep, but okay.
And I see lingerie. And my jaw kind of dropped because honestly, like Syd I pretty much talk about sex a lot and just,
This is true.
Syd kind of, keeps to herself a little bit. And my jaw just kind of opened up. I was like, wait a second. I didn't
know you had it in you, girl.
I was like, I don't even own lingerie. Like, I don't get it. So I need to ask you, I'm going to word it like this. How to lingerie.
Can you pronounce lingerie as if you were spelling it?
Oh my gosh. You guys.
She wrote it Lingerie.
I can't spell
Lingerie. I know it already looks weird, but.
How to lingerie.
First of all, no peeping in my room. Thank you. Because it wasn't just like sitting out floating in the wind.
Oh, it kind of was.
Yeah, I guess it was.
It was. No, it was laying on top of your hamper.
Oh,
this was a while ago.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Before you even like showed me.
Oh my goodness gracious. You've got a nosy little mosey over here. So I'll speak a little more generally since I am the more private person. But it's a good way to kick off sexy time. I don't know. Guys like a little surprise, but more so for me. Okay. Genuinely, because I feel like I throw it on, I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh shit, look at that thing. Oh, look at that thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm ready. I'm in the mood because sometimes I wouldn't say I necessarily have to force myself to be in the mood, but I do need to force myself to be more confident in that situation.
Well, women need to get in the mood. It's not like we're not like men where it's just like, oh, I'm in the mood. It's like
exactly.
Sometimes getting yourself sexy and like feeling sexy in your own body can kind of get you going too. So maybe that's what the lingerie kind of helps.
Well, think about it. If you go out in your like granny panties and you're headed to the grocery store with your bun in your hair, you're gonna come back and be like, oh yeah, come here. I just got eggs and sausage, but I'm ready.
I got eggs, sausage, and these granny
panties. No, you're gonna want to freaking go like in your nice outfit. Like I've got like a nice like slick pants and like a little like V shirt, and then you come back. I personally wouldn't put lingerie under clothes. I don't know. I think they're uncomfortable and it's like a whole situation.
Okay, so what do you do?
Go to the bathroom to change into your pajamas or brush your teeth situation. And then you've got this cutesy little tootsie outfit on.
Okay.
And then you just kind of enter the room and don't be awkward because you're already in your, little outfit. You look freaking good. You know that. You looked at your booty cheeks in the mirror. I know you did. And you just go in the room.
Okay.
And you kind of just do your thing. Like you maybe start with like wait until they see you situation, then go give them a kiss.
Okay.
Right into the moment. Are you kidding me?
I love that.
But then you started your moment before. You got to kick off your moment. So you're feeling good already. You know what I'm saying?
That was the how-to I wanted, because I was like, do you wear it under your clothes? And then
some people do.
Then you're at dinner and then all of a sudden you have it on underneath. But I was like, first of all, that's like up your ass. See, and it's not comfortable.
It's just not comfortable. It doesn't look normal under a shirt unless you're wearing like a big tee, which I don't know why you're wearing a big tee. You know what I mean? Like, where are you going?
Okay, good to know.
The baseball game with your laundry underneath? No, honey.
Yeah,
where do you? Be uncomfy.
Where do you get it? Because I don't buy lingerie too, because I'm like, I literally would wear it for not even 5 minutes, because then it's off, right?
Yep.
And that's the only time I wear it, and I'm not spending a lot of money on it.
Well, I won't lie. Forever 21 used to be in the mall, and it was huge. Yeah. They used to have a lingerie section, and it was actually bomb. Okay. They had good stuff. I don't get it there anymore. I usually go to like local in Uptown. What's it called? Ooh, I'm gonna butcher it. It's a lingerie store in Uptown. I like to go in person, because if I look at it in person, I can see what it actually is gonna look like. You know what I mean? Okay. But just like, don't make it awkward. Throw it on. Feel good in what you're wearing. Do you feel good when you wear a dress? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
When you look good.
Yeah.
When you're all done up, it's fun. I don't know. I think it's fun. Well, for you, like, for me, it heightened my sex drive. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I never, I'll get to that, but.
Well, no, that's important, because like kind of sex drive in general, I feel like we can talk about, because a lot of times,
actually, that's a good idea.
Question is, when you wear the lingerie, you're obviously initiating, correct?
Yes, there's different ways to do it, but yes, usually. Okay. That's a good question. Because you're kind of coming in bold.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I feel like females maybe don't have the highest sex drive at occasions, and I think men too. Like, it's totally normal for your libido to kind of go up and down, even with months, with your moods, with your mental health.
I agree.
And I think the lingerie could kind of help get out of a little bit of a cycle. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because you also spice it up. You don't want to make it this routine of we only start making out when we're in the room, in the bed with the lights off, after we've showered, after we brush our teeth. And it doesn't need to be this only routine thing. Recognize when it's only routine thing. Recognize your sex drive in that situation. Yeah. And maybe switch it up, or tell your partner, I need you to switch it up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or I'm going to take initiative and switch it up.
Yeah. Keep it guessing. Keep it exciting.
Yeah. Ooh,
sex drive though, I have to just some stories about sex drive in general. I remember personally for me, my sex drive was low until 2 years ago. So college, I didn't enjoy sex. I didn't quite understand it. I feel like I was doing the act to please the other person, especially in relationships. Let's say you're, getting intimate and you want to please the other person. I didn't discover my sex drive and my sexuality and my desire for being intimate until I was single.
Interesting. Okay, I get it though. I get what you're saying.
Because when I was single, I wasn't having sex for another person. I was having sex for myself.
Oh, I love, first of all, badass. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, but that's the truth. It's when you figure out how to please yourself and how to do that in the bedroom with another person, and I wasn't worried what they thought, because I wasn't
I don't give a fuck, I'm not gonna be with you.
It was, I mean, it's the truth. I wasn't planning to be with these people. It sounds like I'm but this is probably two. It's probably two people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, so that's kind of when I discovered oh, this is actually cool. This is also for me, and I'm supposed to also enjoy sex.
You could do it your way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we don't think about that though, but now thinking back, just in general terms, I would do it for the other person.
Yeah.
I would be
especially in college.
Oh, and the assumptions of come home from them with the bar. Oh my gosh, it's we probably have to hook up now. Which I tried to steer away from when I could. I really did. I would make an effort for it. But at times you'd assume that's what was necessary and needed. And it was just what you knew. So that would be what you would do. Which, God, get away from that. If you don't want to be doing it, don't do it. Yeah.
I feel like we do have a lot of listeners that are in college currently.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of why we did want to talk about this, just because your sex drive, no matter where it's at right now, is completely normal. If you haven't quite, even maybe you haven't even had sex, like this is the time for you to experiment with yourself, with others, and just make sure you're being true to your feelings in the moment
and your needs in the moment too.
Exactly.
Like here's another thing I'm just going to throw out there. You're going to remember all of the moments that you have with your girlfriends when you come home from the bar, or like come home from a party and just like run around, do something crazy with your girlfriends. Like just think about that when you're making the decision based on yourself. Is it something that I want to be doing, or is this something that I assume the other person wants to be doing?
Yeah.
And by not doing it, they probably want you more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it for them. Do it for you. If
don't
you want to be doing it. Yeah. Don't be easy. But if you want to be easy. Do whatever you got to do. I'll leave it at that. One thing that's interesting though is for me is, and this is related to like college and also like lingerie, I guess.
Yeah.
I never initiated ever. Like before I never knew that like relationships you would
50,
initiate. Yeah. We're like 50-50. And I hate that I'm even saying that, but it's like, I just thought that when they wanted to do it, we like, that's when it would happen. Like if they wanted to hook up, that's when we would do it. Like I would never choose when.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
So what made you realize that, sometimes I want to initiate because I'm feeling in the mood?
I don't know. I think
you matured.
I matured and I realized that it's a 50-50 street. Like if you want effort in something and you want something to be better, you need to put effort into it too.
Yeah.
It's not just the other person. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I also realized I'm like, am I not showing interest now? Because if the other person's not initiating as much as like your previous people, you're like, oh God, like, are they not interested?
Yeah.
Or like, they just not like, I don't know. Do they not like me? Like, am I just a booty call in their mind? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lord.
I think that's
Speaking
also
of booty calls.
I think that's also important because not every relationship is always 50-50. Like,
no.
I mean, that's obviously the goal, but I mean, coming from past experiences, I feel like sometimes you have to work and find that balance to get that 50-50.
Exactly.
And that does take a lot of communication. So if you're maybe like, ask yourself this, are you the one always initiating or is the other person always initiating?
It's a good conversation to have.
Yeah, it's a good conversation to have and think about, because if one is outweighing the other, maybe try to balance that out a little bit by maybe you starting to initiate sometimes. Let's say you're the woman, and this is just an example in like a woman to man relationship. Let's say the woman is not initiating enough. Your sex drive is low. Like, dive into like what Syd was saying, lingerie, get yourself all sexy up, change the mood, change your date idea, have a different dinner cuisine, eat somewhere else, try to do something on the couch rather than in the bed, try in the kitchen, and also sex drive. I think the reason why my sex drive was low in college, one reason being that I realized as I just finished another nutrition certification that a lot of times, for example, for me personally, if you are maybe under eating and you're focusing, let's say you're focusing on low fat, okay, and low carbs, like low, because I feel like the sense, like kind of from our last episode, decreasing, like women decreasing in their body confidence by engaging in these destructive diet habits.
And patterns.
Yeah, and patterns. So a diet that's actually low in fat restricts your body's ability to make those libido raising hormones. So when you're not eating enough fat, your actual system, the inside, your hormones are not accurately working. And same with carbs, because
interesting.
Yeah, because carbs also like can hinder your thyroid function, which also play a part in your hormones. So I don't know, just a little tip. If there's some sort of sex drive and you think that could maybe be the cause.
That's a good call out. No, that's a freaking good call out, because it's things that we don't think about, and you're like, oh my God, I want to look good. I want to like be this. I want to be this for this moment in time when I get sexy and I want to feel fun. And then you get there and your drive isn't even there because of your restrictions on your body.
And what's that worth?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I was going to say, even like to rewind a few steps, if you like, for me, I've written down like date ideas. And when I think of something fun or a place I want to go, or like when you're like, God, I want to do that, write it down, make a list, so that when there's like the situation of, I want to go do something today, I'm bored, like with your significant other, like have your list ready so that you can just pull it out. and go through the list, and someone doesn't want to be outside, someone wants to be inside, like just find something on there that excites you both, and that already is out of your usual pattern of what you do with your significant other or person. That's
a great idea, especially during COVID, because like Andrew and I were like, hey, you want to go watch a movie? He's like, yeah, sure. Like we're fun. It's fun because like this is new, we're exciting, but like at the same time, like I think it's a great idea to try to switch it up. But with COVID, it's a little difficult.
It's hard.
Really hard. Do you have a list in your phone?
Yeah, I do. You want me to read a few that are like COVID related or like at least like not restricted by COVID?
Give the listeners what they want.
Oh
my gosh.
Sorry about that.
That's a long list.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I was not kidding, Sister Fista.
Okay, literally read these.
Okay. Hewing Hotel date night it's COVID friendly. You can rent a room there. Drive to Hudson to eat out for a meal. This one's related to Jordan and I only. Teach Syd Bitcoin and stock basics.
Oh, God.
Okay, sorry, we're nerds. Skate on Lake of the Isles. Go snow tubing. Ski or snowboard for fun at Afton Alps. I have no idea why I wrote for fun. Eat out from a restaurant you've never been to. Go to Isle Buns in the morning for a coffee and a sweet. Go get a treat and go for a chilly walk. I'm trying to skip a few that are not related. Like you can't do these right now. Hands-on volunteering together. That I'm volunteering on Wednesday mornings right now. Pick the easiest way to get to volunteering if you're like overwhelmed by choosing one. Find a volunteer place that you like, email them, and then they will email you back with time slots. It makes it so simplified and easy. Do it in your local area.
Where do you volunteer?
People serving people. It's like sharing and caring hands, kind of like that one, if you know that one too.
Yeah.
I'm serving meals on Wednesday mornings.
Does Jordan go with you?
No, Taylor's going to go with me on this one. Sorry. I'm like, sorry, Jordan.
It's a sister date.
Sister. I said online cooking class. Go to some of these you can't do. Let's see. Sunset watch on the hill. Oh, that would be nice if it wasn't freezing.
Yeah.
Poop. Work out together. Brewery. Yeah. Anyway, you can still go to some breweries outside, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah.
What's the one? I forget. Frick. Bauhaus. Yeah, you're right.
I was going to say, Andrew's roommate just went to that, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's a ton on here. Anyway, board game night, or like literally learn a dance. And I said plus wine, because obviously I'm very stiff on my hips. Anyway.
It could be a salsa dance or a TikTok dance. Your choice.
Like anything. Like literally fun. That's all. Yeah. So anyway. I just started making a list. Think of the stuff that are funny or fun and that you feel like kind of dweeby doing, and do the dweeby things together. I think that's the best way to get to know somebody.
I love that. Thank you.
You know what it just reminded me of though? Thinking about like how much effort I put in this and how much effort is reciprocated. And then I think back to old times when I'm like, holy effing A, I was putting in so much effort and none was being reciprocated. Like thinking about the things that I put up with in the past makes me angry. I'm like, damn, why did I stick around for so long? And also like not that many people told me like, hey, that's like probably not normal, or like that doesn't sound fully healthy.
No one sat you down and was like, Syd, he can't treat you like that.
Or and they're like, hey, if he's not texting you back, like he probably doesn't want to be with you. Like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Can I say something? Girl to girl, guy to guy, I don't give a crap. Your friend to friend. Tell your friends when you think something is messed up.
Yes.
Because sometimes they're in their little la-la land and they see one little tunnel vision. Tell them when you think something seems abnormal or not right, or to your core is not right.
I have noticed that with past relationships, when you're in love with someone or you think you're in love and you're like, oh my gosh, I love when they do this, or like, I love their personality. And then when you guys break up, you're like, oh my God, you're a horrible person.
Yes. Or yes.
Yeah. And it's like you had such this tunnel vision. It's masked by just this love that you think is there, when really it's
the
like
obsession.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, God. I've been there too.
It just is. I'm trying to think of examples, because this is what I wanted to talk about towards the end of our podcast. We had like 3 little pieces we wanted to hit, and one of which being like the things we put up with our exes, like literally what we tolerated, because I know everyone listening has some sort of ex situation that they were like, that is so annoying. How about we rip it with effort?
Yeah.
Giving a freaking effort. If they don't give an effort, what are you doing? Like, I'm not here to be your little maiden. Like, I'm here to freaking get a teamwork effort out of this situation. Like,
and that's where I like, when I think back to my relationships, that's where a lot of it did come kind of crumbling down. It was the fact that I would give more effort than them.
Yeah.
And then, like, for example, this guy was very open about it and saying like he couldn't give the effort that I was giving, which I respected him being honest about that. But I wanted someone who would give that same effort that I was putting out there. So yeah, I put up with it for a while, you know, and then finally it was like, I've had enough of.
You had to make that hard decision of like, okay, I deserve more, so I'm not going to stick around.
Exactly.
Oh God. I hate this. Like, it's weird behavioral things. Like if his girlfriend's, I'm trying to think of like an example. His girlfriend sat on his lap. Oh, like that.
So like,
does everyone think that's normal? I don't think that's very normal.
Like at a party,
yes,
like a girl will go sit in your boyfriend's lap.
Yeah, like where they're just a little too comfortable. Where you're like, oh, okay.
Was she cute too?
Yeah, she was very cute. She had nice booty cheeks too. I'm like, no, honey, get your ass
your booty cheeks away from his crotch.
Excuse me. I'm like, yeah, I'm literally standing. And then where am I gonna sit? I'm standing like this. Hey, everybody, nice to meet you. Like, nice. Oh, hey, nice to meet you too. Reaching from like my boyfriend's lap. I'm like,
hell no.
Am I missing something? Am I unpunked? Ashton Kutcher, where are you at, dog?
Or I've like one of my exes they would always pick a fight when they were drunk. Rather than like just like cuddly and cute, and
that's a freaking red flag, you guys.
Yeah.
Like that's just not okay. Like no matter if you're dating them, you're getting to know them, they're like a guy friend. Oh, I'll say one here. This is not related to who you're dating. If a guy friend is creeping you out, that is a freaking red flag. If they drink and they creep you out, that is your job as a person, being a human. Let them know when they're sober, hey, you were hammered and you were being weird, or you were being weird to my friend. And like literally, it's like laughable because it's so awkward, and I've had to do it before. But if no one does it, they could get themselves into a bad situation. What were you laughing at? Who was being creepy?
You were there too.
Oh God, what?
I'm thinking.
Oh, wait.
That just,
I know exactly what you're thinking about.
So me and Syd were at a party. Geesh. A party, probably, pre-COVID.
Yeah, it was pre-COVID.
And I'm just like thinking back, and I can picture him. There's this guy there, and just, how do you even explain?
I don't know. I don't know.
He would just like stare at females with like this like
cocked his head. That's a good word too.
He would like tilt his head and like squint his eyes, and like would just look at you
like a little smirk.
Mm-hmm. And then like just one time I was upstairs at one point, and he just like pushed open the door and like peeked in the crack and while I was in there. It was just like weird.
Or like he would stand by me and like wait until I'm finishing the story, and he'd like cock his head and like kind of look at me, like kind of look you up and down, like smirk at you, like, hey. And then he'd put his hand on my lower back. He's like, so hey. I'm like, get away. Get away. Literally, I'm glaring at you. I can't even fake that. I don't want you by you.
The lower back touch. No,
don't
like
touch
if you're anywhere and a guy just like passes by and just acts like he's like excuse me and just pushes his hand on your lower back.
He's like, can I just sneak by you? I'm like, first of all, you breathed in my ear and you smell like a freaking French fry because you're just you know what I mean? It's always at the bar, or like you smell like a beer burp or something. Yeah, gross. That's just like random people.
We got a little off topic.
I know, sorry. I'm like,
let's kind of like reel it back into the fact that we want to talk about things that we shouldn't tolerate, and also just like friends that we've had that have tolerated certain behavioral things in the past with relationships. Yep. So a few more that we want to mention. So guys that are afraid to leave their phone in the room.
Oh my God, people. Can that not scream, I'm hiding something from you?
Or the phone face down. Trust issues, man.
Come on. Like, okay, sometimes even those like behaviors will create the trust issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then you see anything pop on their phone, even like someone with an emoji next to the name, and you're like, oh my God. You're like, oh my God. They're literally talking to somebody else. Like,
oh my God.
Who is that?
There's a sparkle next to Victoria.
And then you lay in bed and you're laying there and you're like, I know I should say something, but I can't. Like, literally, I know that they're talking to someone else, but I literally just can't say anything. And then it turns out, that's my cousin. And you're like,
yeah. But honestly, if you have that gut feeling, there probably is something there, because you shouldn't even have to worry about that kind of stuff. Also, if you're in like a content relationship, like that doesn't cross your mind. And if it does, yes, you might have some trust issues, but you should be with someone who doesn't make you feel like that.
And you should also notice like either the person's making me feel like that, or this is something that I need to be working on and notice when I'm like feeling funny about.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you a little mini like tidbit about Jordan really quick. And
love it.
I know I say I don't talk about Jordan, but he pops in here and there. And
hey Jordan, welcome.
Hey Jordan,
welcome.
Come on in. Literally, but like I saw he's really open with his phone, which is like my first like no red flag. And I saw like some girl DM'd him. And I was like, I sat there and I'm like, Syd, don't say anything. Don't say anything. And I literally sat on my hands and I was like, I'm looking away. I'm pretending like I didn't see it. And then I'm sitting there and we're eating dinner. He's like, is something wrong? You're not saying anything. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm like, I'm sorry. I have previous trust issues that caused my brain to go on this little spiral. I saw a girl DM'd you. I don't feel weird about it because I trust you, but my brain started going for a second there and I got stuck.
But like, what the fuck did she say?
Yeah, but like, I'm like, what was she saying? Oh yeah. Like, no. And he was like, oh no. He goes, look. And he opens it. He goes, she just was asking about X, Y, and Z and la la. And I can see everything. He goes,
oh my gosh.
You can always look at my phone. He's like, I don't care. Anything that I have on my phone, I'm not hiding. He's like,
Love
you want to
it.
look at my phone? That's what you want.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to share your shit unless you're a shady boy.
Did someone in the past like was texting other girls in your relationship or what?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we kind of talked obviously because he was cheating. So
yeah, well, there's a few others too. I would say almost every person that I've been with was being shady pre who I'm dating right now. Yeah, I would say I had to deal with a lot of shady things.
And even if it's like not cheating, any type of like white lies that are just pointless, that just continue to like build on each other. You know, like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store. Oh, I'm doing this. And they're actually not at the grocery store. They might not be cheating on you, but it's still a white lie for no reason. You know, I had a
you did?
Not me, but I had a friend who, boyfriend, I think she's still dating him actually.
Oh,
just like, I would catch him in all these white lies, like even to me. And I'm just like, what's the point?
That I think it's such a weird behavioral thing.
Yeah.
Like, why are you lying?
Yeah.
It's just weird. You were talking about the mad drunk, like pick fight situation. I have a story about that.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I'm not going to tell you who it is or where we were, nothing like that. But I'll tell you this. This person who I was seeing came home from the bar to my place. And let's see, I'm trying to think of like the preface of that. Oh, sorry. Scratch that. No, we were at my place. We had people over. I remember this now. Drank way too much. Started smoking cigarettes, like brought out a drug that I do not stand by or want in my home or anything like that. And my sister so happened to be over. Like, this was not a party. Like, this was just a get together. What?
You told me this, I think.
I think I did.
Keep going though. I like it.
And I was like,
also he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah. First of all, so here's the thing. If you smoke cigarettes, you fucking own it. Do your thing, whatever. I prefer not to have the smell near me, but you know what I mean? Like, it's your thing. And I was like, did you just smoke a cigarette? And he was like, no. And he's reeks of it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, you're lying. I'm like, oh, that was weird. And then I'm like, oh my God. And there's drugs at my house. And I like flipped a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I was freaking pissed. I'm like, and now he's getting to the point where he's too drunk and he's got all his friends. He goes, then we'll just leave. And I'm like, yeah, you will leave. Like, you're going to get the heck out of my house. And then he swore at me and called me the B word and called me a psycho whatever and blah, blah, blah. By the way, that's emotional abuse for the people that are listening and that have any situation that they have had this like, you know, feeling towards, like, or someone speak to them in that way. That's emotional abuse. That's not okay. Remember that. He leaves. This is where it gets weird. I get a call. He stormed out, obviously. I get a call about 25 minutes or so later. Hey, babe. Hey, what's going on? And I'm like,
just acting like nothing's wrong.
Nothing is wrong. And I go, I'm at my house. Where are you? Did you make it home? Yeah. I'm like almost home. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, let's test these lies. Cause he's hammered at this point. I go, where were you before this? And he goes, oh, I was at the bar with my buddies. Yeah. I was at the bar with my buddies all night. And then,
you're like, dude, you're at my house.
You literally left my freaking house, boy. You left my house and walked home. And in that freaking split second of a moment, I was like, holy F.
You're like, boy, bye.
Boy, bye. I got a liar on my hands. Can you believe? He had no idea he was at my house.
What'd you do when you told him? You're like, like the next day when he was sober, you're like, by the way,
yeah,
you straight up lied to me. You called me a bitch and a psycho.
Yep.
We're done.
And he's like, no, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm like, right, because I'm making that up. Yeah. I made it up out of my, like, isn't that insane?
Yeah.
If
you guys can't tell,
crap.
If you guys can't tell this episode, we like just knew we wanted to tell some throwback stories.
Just TBTs.
Yeah, TBTs. We love a little storytelling.
I have so many stories too.
I have one of my I have one more story.
No, I'm just saying, like, I've got stuff coming.
Okay, so I had a friend
stirred.
who was dating this guy, and I could tell like he wasn't that into her.
How could you tell?
He just like she would always ask him to hang out, like that kind of thing.
And he was like the
Yeah.
long in between texting back.
Exactly. But they were dating, like they were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay.
And so she was like, we should plan a trip. Like we should plan, you know, whatever. And so she's trying to look up airline tickets for like 3 months from then, right?
Yeah, which is close, I would say.
3 months, yeah.
If you're dating, they're dating.
And he kept putting it off. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, honey.
No.
Do you know what and it's because he didn't think he was going to be with her 3 months from now. So here's a tip. If you are like, I don't know if my boyfriend's committed, plan a trip like 4 months out and see his reaction.
See if he'll bite the bait and be like, yeah, babe, let's do it. Let's book those tickets.
Let's book it. I'll Venmo you right now. Like cool stuff. Like then you know he's in it for the long haul.
Then you know he's not thinking about the ending.
If he's being shady about it and just won't answer your questions, doesn't want to contribute to planning the trip, honey, get out.
Honey, get the F out of that. Oh my God.
Isn't that funny?
That's so funny. But it's also sad. I'm like, shit, these people.
But hey, it's a good way to tell because you don't want to be with someone who's like that, right?
And you don't want to waste any time. Like if you're like stuck in it for a long time, like you want to get the heck out of that. So figure these things out. Be aware, be attentive, and don't let yourself lie to yourself. Don't make up excuses for someone else's actions. If they're like, oh, they're not interested. You know what? I don't really need that. I don't need them to text me all the time. I'm fine without it. I'm like, it's your basic need. You need it. Don't lie.
That is so important because I feel like some women latch on to their current relationship because they think like no one else is going to love me.
Yeah.
Even if they're not being treated right. And I think that is,
sad.
I know. And I guess, you know what? I keep referencing like women, but same with men. Like I guess I'm thinking of someone in my head right now who's a guy who's dating someone and he is way better than the way this girl treats him. And it's just make sure that you don't lie to yourself like you're saying, because there are other people out there. Even if you're 29 and you're like, oh my God, I'm old though. No one's gonna.
No, you're not.
People like make sure you're with someone who deserves you. And if you're even second guessing and if this is ringing a bell with you at all, think about it.
All you have to think back to is, I want to do it right the first time.
Yes.
Like I want to do it right the first time. If I'm gonna like be with this person long term and do it now, like don't think that you can change anybody, because you can't and you won't, and you'll see the patterns continue, and that'll be your main thing of like, oh crap, but it's so good outside of this, but like this or maybe these like things are bad. It's like, if those things you can't get past and they're very, very noticeable, like granted it's a different person, but if they're very noticeable to the point where you don't feel good about the relationship, or it's just something you won't tolerate, I thought of another thing.
I did
then
too.
Just get the hell out. Go first, because I want to know what you thought of.
Like a hoarder.
If you're keeping those socks with the holes in it, like get the hell out of here.
No, like did you? Okay, so this guy dated a couple while back.
I know I was gonna say it. Oh God.
I liked him, but there was a few issues, including the fact that he was literally a hoarder.
No way.
Went into his room.
Okay, I'm thinking of hoarder as in like should be on that show.
Yeah.
No, stop.
The grossest room I've ever seen in my life.
Stop it right now.
And I'm like, you know what? You can't change. You can't change a person. And then I started dating Andrew, and this guy then replied to my post and said LOL because I told him I never wanted anything serious. And then he blocked me.
Okay.
So, and I bet you're listening. So
we know who you are, dog. We know who you are. No, that's, you know what though? That's sad because
clean
that
your
shows
room.
Clean. Yeah, exactly. A, dirty little motherfucker. 2, that maturity level is that bums me out that he has to like come at you a little bit.
Crazy stuff.
Isn't that like people will do that though? They'll come at you for like if they didn't get their way. Oh my God, ew, I can't believe you went in his room. I'm scared. The minute I see like a dirty pair of underwear on the floor, I'm like, oh hell no, I'm out of here.
You couldn't sleep on his bed. It was covered.
Stop it right now.
It was covered.
I thought you were. Are you not exaggerating at all?
I will show you a video.
Did you take a photo?
Video.
No, you
sent
didn't.
it to my mom
because you were like, I'm scared.
I was like, I like this person, but what do I do?
Here's one thing: if their bathroom is gross, that scares me. But a lot of people's bathrooms are gross. So anyway, but I'm like, if you don't have toilet paper or a hand towel or a bar of soap, like, I'm freaked. I'm freaked. You know what I mean? Yeah. Was that how it was?
Yeah.
No.
There was an empty bag of Skittles in there.
No.
For the 4 months that I saw him.
I'm petrified right now. I'm sorry.
I really hope he's not
I'm
listening.
sure he was a keeper.
He was a nice person.
He was nice. I think I know whom you're speaking to, and he was very nice. But that's interesting. Another thing I thought about was if the person says, like, I don't even know how to preface this, things that are not right. If they use the N-word, if they use any sort of labeling that's negative connotation for the LGBTQ community, PGQ plus, community, anything of that sort, and you don't agree with that, and you're, you know, standing next to them as they say these things or make fun of people for being fat, like, who the fuck do you think you are, first of all? Second of all, you're just kind of as bad if you're just sitting there and you're like, no, you know what? But I think they really are a good person to their core.
That's so important.
That's
I like
so
that.
important.
Yeah.
But people let it fly away and get away with it forever.
And like, even if you were to say, like, maybe they were unaware that they said something that was offensive.
Because, so correct them. Maybe.
Yeah. So correct them. And if they don't take that to heart and they continue to use those words, that just shows that he's not respecting, you know, your boundaries and with that either. So
exactly.
Oh my gosh, we
this
could keep
stressing me out.
I know we could keep going on and on, but I feel like it's like, I don't know. I think this was like enough content that got people thinking about hopefully
what they're currently in.
Yeah.
I just want people listening, like, the point of talking about all this is, like, look to your friends to actually lean on your friends to make sure and hold you accountable to being in a healthy and good relationship. Hold yourself mostly accountable for knowing and recognizing things that are unhealthy and behaviors that are not normal, and recognize when to get out and when something is not for you.
Exactly. It's 2021.
Yeah.
So this is a fresh year. And if that means, you know, you got to evaluate where you're at, who you're seeing, great start to do it.
Exactly.
Great time. Great time.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, that's kind of what we had talking today. Anything else we want to add?
No, but you know what I do want to say is continue to share. I know we kind of flagged this in the beginning. Continue to share your candid moments with us, your candid stories with us. DM us if they're a little longer. Like, really, we want to hear these things. We want to stem, because I think it'll stem our stories off of it too. Like, we'll share it on our pod. Like, if you had something wild happen to you today and you want to share it, or you had a moment that wasn't so wild and was just a bummer, but it was real life and you want it to be heard and, like, have other people know that this happens to humans, like, share it. We want to hear.
Yes,
we want to hear from you.
We do. And you guys, to DM us, to follow us at Straight Candid Podcast on Instagram. And we hope you guys start posting some fun stuff. So
get on there.
We'll be watching.
Get on there. We're watching and you're listening. All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year 2021. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Yay.